So my example is not a simple one. I left my parents' house very early, 2 years before university, and handled my life myself. So a lot of people working for me now, whatever they are doing, guard, drivers, or whatever, I used to tell them that whatever you are doing, I used to do that before. I try to build myself without banks. Here, they are just taking all you can have. So for me, there is no product or serious services they can propose to farmers.
Okay.
But it's not only for farmers, anything. You are a student here. Let's say the student in Paris or in London, you have the laptop, you have 2 years to pay for it. The phone, the same. Here, you want this. As a student, you need to pay cash.
Yeah,
So it's not only a problem of farmers, just a problem of banks. They are money sellers and they are bad sellers.
Bonsoir and good day. I think we are getting into the evening, so good evening and welcome to Abidjan. We are here having a conversation about financing agribusiness in Africa. And I have with me in the studios Mr. Wilfrid Amoakon. He is the chairman for the Ashante Group. I want him to tell us more about himself before we get into the conversation. So I'll be handing over to him to introduce himself more. He has more to say than what I can say. Then we start the conversation. Welcome, Mr. Wilfrid.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. So I'm Wilfrid Amoakon. As you notice, my name is from Ghana, even if my English is not as good as it's supposed to be. First of all, I'm a farmer. I work on different type of crops and activities, from beef to cocoa, chicken, rabbit, tomato, and things like that. I'm a multi-serial entrepreneur in agriculture.
Okay.
So myself, I have a few spots from few hectares, less than 100 in Abangoro, to 5,000 in the center of the country between Boafle and Zuenula. So we try to organize agriculture a special way. We are active as an industry, and we make sure that we turn ourselves as a center of services for little players around us.
Okay.
And that's the model we promote.
Okay, great. I think today I've had a lot of conversation with policymakers, investors, but I have not had a conversation with somebody who is actually in the industry, who's an entrepreneur in the business. So I think before we come to, I would speak to you about your realities as an entrepreneur in agribusiness, but I want to get your perspective on how the event has been so far. What has been some of your key takeaways after the conversations we've had today?
Here? Yeah, the event was a good one, is a good one, because keep going. It gives the opportunity to little players, industry, and state to sit at the same table and talk about issues we need to find solution at, and to make sure that looking at the next years or decennies, we'll be able to handle our future and feed ourselves.
Okay, great. Now I'm coming to you as an entrepreneur. What has been some of the daily realities you face, probably starting off as a small business to the level you are now? What has been some of the realities you face as an agribusiness entrepreneur, especially in Africa? Because I know it's not easy for entrepreneurs in Africa to be able to build to a particular standard. So what has been some of those challenges? And then probably you can tell us how you're able to overcome them to get to this level.
So my example is not a simple one. I left my parents' house very early, 2 years before university, and handled my life myself. So a lot of people working for me now, whatever they are doing, guard, drivers, or whatever, I used to tell them that whatever you are doing, I used to do that before. So self-made man. I believed in what I can do till the beginning. I keep believing in. I hope that the 300-400 years I need to achieve what I have to, I will have the chance to live them. But so I'm self-made. I worked. I tried every step to do everything like if these things I'm doing is the project of my life. Anytime. The beginning, delivery staff, I used to be the best in whatever. And I believe that this helped to build yourself.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit interested. I'm just going to probe a bit. So how was the journey like? Where did you start from? So did you start from like the farmland? Were you like an aggregator? How was the process for you like?
Yeah, the farmland, and also check what people around me are growing, feeding or whatever. Then look at market for those things. Try to give orientation for better impacts on the environment and on people. And yeah, look at niche market. Select. Oh, you are doing this. I know that she wanted.
Okay.
And organize to bridges between the demand and the providers, and little start to grow myself.
Great. That's awesome. So I spoke to a couple of banks. We've had conversations with them earlier, and we're talking about how they are willing to support agribusinesses, willing to support entrepreneurs. When you were building, was it like easily accessible for you to get finance from banks, from like investors, corporations, to be able to do this? Because we are having the conversation where we want to have the collaborations between various industries to be able to build agribusiness. But was that the reality for you when you were building?
I try to build myself without banks. Here, they are just taking all you can have. So for me, there is no product or serious services they can propose to farmers.
Okay.
But it's not only for farmers and anything. You're a student here. Let's say the student in Paris or in London. You have the laptop. You have 2 years to pay for it. The phone, the same. Here, you want this. As a student, you need to pay cash.
Yeah.
So it's not only a problem of farmers, just a problem of banks. They are money sellers and they are bad sellers.
Interesting. Okay, I think I want to ask you, so looking at the journey so far, what do you think in the future would be the outlook for agribusiness in Africa, and then also collaborations between countries to be able to build that? Because we've had people from Ghana, from Liberia, from Senegal joining in on the conversation. So what do you think the future outlook for agribusiness in Africa would be like?
Working all together. As I noticed earlier before, I work all around the continent. I'm active around here. If I take like that, like 7, 8 countries around Cote d'Ivoire, and a few others in Central Africa.
Okay.
So it's to create bridges, to make sure that people in agriculture in Ghana can work with people in agriculture in Cote d'Ivoire. Yes, the Cocoa Board and the CCC can talk to each other, but if you as a farmer and me as a farmer, we don't organize it at the moment, they can talk. They are not growers. So we need to make sure that people join, organization join, like you grow your goat in Burkina. I need it at the moment. Yes, when Burkina and Niger say that, states say that, oh, we don't import, we don't export, we don't let our sheep or goat go to Cote d'Ivoire, to wherever this year. Okay, great. If I don't have sheep, I will eat chicken. Keep your, but your farmers, he expect his money to put the kids at school, to put the mom at the hospital. So we need at the moment to let a cooperative organization, group of farmers, of players, to talk to each other, and states just stay as a regulator, make sure that we play the game fairly. So we need to talk to each other. We need to see what our parents in Senegal, in Ghana, in Burkina are growing, what we are growing, and try to organize our markets. Because when we believe that Ukraine will provide wheat to Africa, when wheat is originally from the continent. I don't know how this crop originally from Chad and Ethiopia and Sudan. This is the origin of wheat. So how European now have it, and we expect it I have cassava. If I cannot eat your bread, my grandmother can eat yam, plantain, or whatever. I don't need the bread.
Yes.
So we need to make sure that we can have the wheat. Now we know that we can grow wheat in Burkina, in blah, blah, blah. Okay, if I really need wheat, I don't want to import any more wheat from Ukraine. I want the wheat from Burkina. If I need sunflower oil, I want to be able to import it from Zambia, not from Belgium or whatever. It's not because I don't like this one. I prefer the one my cousin grow. So we need to work on this, and we feel better.
Yeah, thank you for that example. I think I asked one of the speakers previously how Ghana plants a lot of cashew, but we can't buy cashew nuts. You'd have to go to the mall and buy the ones from like foreign countries at very high prices. So we are looking at how we can be able to bridge that gap. So finally, before you leave, I'm really inspired by what you have been able to build because we have a lot of young people now that are not interested in agriculture whatsoever because they feel it's not flashy, because they know wear a suit and tie and be in the office. They don't want to be in the dirt. They don't want to be on the land. What would be your piece of advice for such people and encourage them to join agriculture?
I would tell them to have a better look at what they are looking, because they have certainly eye issues. The biggest players, yes, we can see some players those years from new technology and things like that, but the biggest players on earth are from agribusiness, agro-industry. Here in Cote d'Ivoire, the biggest company after the States to provide job is an agro-industry. And believe me, the owners, the stakeholders are healthy. So there is a lot. Most of the time when we go to farm, we arrive with the V8 or the V12, and when the kids ask, what are you doing? I'm a farmer. So we need to lead by example. We need to explain to them that the guy in the office, if he can have the same car, it's because I pay the VAT. Then he can have it.
Okay.
And Ghana is a real example we have to follow on the continent. The culture and what we are need to be in front. So if I knew that I had this, I should have wear my kente. Yes, what I wear oftenly. Okay. And that's important. We need to believe that we can, and we need to love ourselves.
Okay. I think I will look for another opportunity to interview you in Kente.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Can't
Mr.
wait.
Amoakon, for joining us. So now I'm opening the floor to you if you have any last words, anything you want to talk about your company, just to share with our audience. You can kindly do so before.
Yeah, we organize. We have a few people in the different cooperative we are taking care of. I believe we have more than 10,000 people.
Wow.
Directly linked to what we are doing. We are about to support 40,000 direct employees for a big group in Cote d'Ivoire to make sure that, like, if you work there and your husband don't work there, because it's big companies, big factories, big land. So if you start to be an employee, let's say in Kumasi, your family will not stay in Accra. So there we need to make sure that the husband or the wife of the employee will. So very soon, from 10,000 approximately, we will be more close to 50,000 family we are working with. Our target is to make sure that any family will have a revenue of $1,000 per month. This is our target for our people. It's not one people, one nation. It's one people, one continent. We need to make sure that we can reach that.
Right. So just want to give more information about it. In what countries or regions are you going to have this initiative started?
Here in Cote d'Ivoire. Here in Cote d'Ivoire, right. But we spoke in Ghana. We spoke not that long ago with the government to find solution to help the states to provide food to some group the states have to support that way. Army, police, there's kind of, then we say, because the expenses are too high, so we respond to the state this time that we can make sure that the expense will equal zero, but more than that, we can make sure that it become a revenue. State have lent. When we are talking about army and things like that, in Zambia, we put the army at the service of agriculture, asking Mr. President there, you are in peace. What the army, what the soldier are doing? You say, oh, well, they are in the camp. Say, okay, let's organize them. And they have to support farmers. Most of them are from farm because we are Africans. So, and it works. So we will start here. We have impact in Ghana. We work in Guinea and Liberia on some projects, Mali, Burkina, Niger also, Senegal. And so at the moment can have some sensitive talk between states, but we civilians, people, citizens, we are family.
I'm really impressed by the amount of work you guys have done. And I would want us to have like more conversations on this and even amplify what the project you're about to do in Cote d'Ivoire. So our team will reach out to you just to have more conversations. With that being said, thank you so much, Mr. Amoakon, for passing through and having the conversation with us. How do people get to reach you, get to know about your company?
So the company is Ashante Group, Ashante with the E at the end, not with the I. That's the French accent. We have a showroom downtown Abidjan. We are on around more than 1 hectares in Riviera 4, the area we call Beverly Hills. We have a showroom there. We have our agronomist, and so we show to people what we are doing, and it will be a pleasure to host anyone wanted to have more information on what we are doing.
Okay, thank you so much.
On the Facebook, LinkedIn, Ashante, you will find us there.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so guys, we had an amazing and inspiring conversation with Mr. Wilfrid Amoakon, the chairman of Ashante Group. Like he said, you can find every detail about the organization and the impactful work they are doing on social media. This has been the Africa Discourse channel, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.
So you have Ashante Group, Ashante Agro Development, we have Foundation Ashante. Any Ashante you have with the Jinyame,
yes,
and with the Ashante with the E at the end, it's us.
Okay.